practiced in about a week now because of finals. And it really hinders me because I know I should be practicing every day, but school gets in the way so much.
You get so frustrated, so then you take a break from it and you're like, yo, I'm done. But then you always end up coming back because it's like you have that passion for it, because it's like, I love doing this.
I have no set style, and I like to keep it that way because I feel like I'm boxed down if I have a set style.
At that very moment in time, I feel like the struggle's not worth it. I'm like, why am I doing this? I know why I'm doing it, but then I ask myself, why am I even trying this hard? I'm doing it, I should be happy. Why am I trying this hard?
But at the moment, it's not worth it.
First song, tell us your name.
Ariel O'Neal.
Okay, Ariel O'Neal. What is your art?
I play the fiddle, the guitar. I've been playing for about 10 years now. I'm trying to learn everything. Right now I focus on this jazz, R&B, and a little bit of rock. It's just balancing, practicing and getting gigs and then having to do schoolwork like finals. I haven't practiced in about a week now because of finals. And it really hinders me because I know I should be practicing every day, but school gets in the way so much.
Well, I didn't face, school-wise, I didn't face too many challenges because it was like it only cut in through practice time, through scheduling. But it wouldn't cut in too much time because in between classes, I'd practice in the hallways. Anytime I had an hour or two, I'd go to the lunch, practice with my boys. So there was always time for practice. Once I was out of school, I'd practice before homework. So I made time. The most difficult challenges was probably the practices itself and then the lack of sleep. So I catch myself sleeping in class every now and then.
Well, I've been playing ever since I was younger, and we used to be homeless. So that was all I had to really get me by. So as far as, keeping my sanity and keeping my sanity and, from crying and, just to keep me happy, that's what I had. And I practice all the time. It's my baby.
So playing the guitar was your escape?
Yeah. And, it's fun.
Skilled in numerous forms of poetry and hip-hop. I started back when I was maybe actually 3 or 4 years ago. A couple of my friends in Miami, they was doing music. I was very interested. I thought they were very talented. And one day, I guess they were writing a song, and they was like, yo, you want to do it? I was like, I've never done it before. It's kind of hard. And they was like, nah, it's simple. So pretty much they got me involved. They showed me how to write stanzas, taught me what a verse was, how to natural flow, freestyling, all that, the whole thing. So all in all, after they broke down the basics, it took me about maybe a year and a half for me to actually develop my own natural rhythm, my own natural flow, and get a grip on writing and actually integrating that into actual, full-length songs for future projects, for music videos and stuff like that.
Why is art so important to me? Let's see, I've been doing art for as long as I can remember. I scribbled on walls as a kid, so everyone's done that, but to take from scribbling to still life, to portrait, to sculpture, to graphic design, it's all those steps that lead up to being the artist that I want to be, because I've gone through what I've gone through. I remember when I was, 7 or 8, around that time, I was still in prep school in Jamaica. We don't have middle school, it's prep school, high school. And I remember going to one of my mom's teacher friend's art class, and I sat in her art class and I outdrew every single last one of her students at the age of 7 or 8, and these were 14 and 15-year-olds.
I am a writer of various sorts. I write prose, a little bit of poetry, a lot of comedy. I've been trying to write stand-up material, and I've written a couple comic books as well. None of it's been published. It is so hard to get your work published. There's so many hoops that you've got to go through to get your product read by anybody who can actually put it out there in the world. You have to get an agent. In order to get an agent, you have to do this thing called a query letter. It has to be the best thing you've ever written, and it's very, very tough to get published.
Challenges I personally face, inspiration, software, canvases in a sense is what I want to do it for, and then the market in itself, as being a graphic designer, it's hard to get into. So facing that challenge alone, that is my biggest challenge per se. All the others are a little bit minuscule, but the biggest one is breaking into the graphic design world.
So it's not enough that you're doing it, but to actually have a career in it per se?
Yeah, I mean, I can do it as long as I want to. I can freelance if I want to. I can say, oh, I'm a graphic designer, but to be a graphic designer, you have to breathe graphic design. You have to sleep graphic design. So it becomes not just a career, but a way of life in a sense. So getting into that way of life from early sets the pace of what you can do after.
It's my life. Breaking's probably the most important thing in my whole life. Like, there's family, there's God, but as far as something that I have my own is breaking. Breaking's comes before anything. Like, sometimes breakings come before family events, friends, birthday events, on certain occasions. Like, there's times they're like, all right, we're gonna go see grandma, we haven't seen her in 2 years. Oh, I can't, I gotta jam this Saturday. It's like, I shouldn't, but I put it a lot before a lot of things. So it's everything I have. If I didn't have breaking, I'd be sitting in a house somewhere, living off my mother.
So with so your challenges were money.
Actually sitting down to practice, because who really likes practicing? So actually sitting down to practice. I have 8 siblings, so that I have a job. So it's just balancing all these things.
Are you the oldest sibling?
I'm the second oldest.
You're the second oldest. So you got school, you have work, plus I assume responsibilities over some of your siblings.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, I try to balance it as best as I can. That's all I can do.
This idea that I heard from Jerry Seinfeld in some interview, where he talks about not breaking the streak. It's an idea for writers or really any creative endeavor. If you force yourself to sit down and do something every day for, say, a month without ever taking a break, sit down for an hour every day and just write something, anything. After that month, that ritual will become a habit instead of something you have to force yourself to do. And I've tried to do this before, but life and school keep getting in the way. So, yeah, maybe once I'm out of here, I'll be better at it. But yeah, just forcing myself to actually write is the biggest challenge. And I don't really know how to deal with it, honestly.
Personally, it's worth it. You feel some satisfaction, even if you gain a little bit of recognition from somebody. Like, even if, one artist, you put your music out to one artist. If you put your music out to one artist and then he's like, I heard it, it's dope. To me, I'm like, that's like the biggest thing ever. Like, I don't care if people retweet it or share it. the biggest thing is like somebody's feedback. You know, if you liked it, you liked the music, I'm happy with that. So like in the end, like one person's compliment will take away like months of stress and like all the bad things that probably ever come with it.
I would like to own my own record company, but if I can't do that, I would like to be a musician for other people, or like, you know, do musicals or something. Anything that deals with, I can't work a regular desk job. This is not for me.
I see myself practicing until I'm 75, 80. If I live that long, at least. But as the years to come, I do see myself making a profession out of this. Eventually giving back to here and Jamaica if possible. But yeah, I see myself definitely. That put me at 32. Yeah. Today's my birthday, so yeah, that would put me at 32 10 years from now. I definitely see myself probably as the goal plan I set for myself, having my own business or in a legit design firm or one of my own at the age of 32, 33.
Is it 10 years from now? I do plan. I always will keep practicing, probably until like I'm dead. But hopefully 10 years from now, if I'm fortunate enough and if I've learned enough from the culture, I want to hopefully be able to teach this dance to people. That way this dance and the culture itself can stay alive and keep going on for generations and generations and the other kids of the generation.
Oh, definitely. Right now I'm actually, remember how I mentioned earlier the query letters sent out to agents to get published? I've been doing that very heavily in the past 6 months or so because I'm trying to get paid for writing. And yeah, just because I haven't heard anything back yet doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm gonna keep going until something happens.
The most challenging thing is working with people, because people feel that they're bigger than what they are. Of course, everybody has to build a hype and a buzz about themselves and feel like they're untouchable to the public, when in reality, it's not like that. And as an artist, I know that, you know that, a couple other people know that, but you know, they get so caught up in their own hype that it's like they feel like they're on this hiatus of, you know, something that they're really not. And and in the end, I'm just like, okay, I dig your music, I think you're dope, I want to do a track together. And it comes down to, hit my manager up, and I'm just like, if you're an artist, you know, and you love what you do, what's so difficult about that?
And just anything with it. Guitar just opened a whole new world to me. Because, you know, people try to raise their children to go, you know, get up, work for somebody and get your money, you'll be okay. I don't want to work for anybody. I just want my guitar to do the work for me, and I want to have fun with it. And if I can't do that, just work in music or something else, because I'm not sitting in the office. I'd open a studio, I'd teach, I'd become a band director, anything. I'm not working in an office, ever.
If I could physically unable to break anymore, I would have to be paralyzed from the neck down. I've met many different people who have like no legs, still break dope, no arms. Like if I didn't have any arms, it'd be life very difficult. But I do know people who break really well without even using the arms. So if I was freak accident, paralyzed from the neck down, I would probably like at this point off me. Because it's like, well, if I can't break, what else is there? To me, it's like if I can't break, what else is there? There's other things, but breaking, like, that's my sole thing. And like I said, I have to be paralyzed from the neck down, and who wants to be sitting around with a head all day?
Be a rule bender, you know, just go for it. Don't always fit to the conforms. I mean, Picasso didn't. Michelangelo didn't. Just to name a few great artists, they didn't fit the mold. So aspire to be something greater than what you are. Like, no one's going to be like, oh, you need to stop doing this, you need to stop doing that. If they do tell you that, it's out of sheer jealousy. Like I said, you are your own worst critic.
Listen to your professors. Actually listen to them, because yeah, I tried going out on my own and doing things while still in school, and it was a miserable, horrible failure because my friends and I thought that we knew better than the people who were trying to teach us. We didn't. We didn't. So that's the first bit of advice. Second bit of advice would definitely be to figure out whether or not you really want to do it. Because some people get involved in creative pursuits sort of as a dodge, like they're trying to not become an accountant. You know, they don't want to do something boring, so they're in the creative arts, and they don't really care about what they're doing. They don't have talent or passion. They're just doing it to say that they're an artist. So my advice is make sure that you actually want to do what you're setting out to do instead of doing it just because